For years, I jumped from strategy to strategy, trying every indicator, every signal service, and every so-called secret that promised consistent profit. And guess what? I stayed stuck until I came across one simple pattern that repeats itself over and over again on the market. My win rates went up, my losses got smaller, and for the first time, I actually understood what I was looking for. In this video, I'll break down the exact chart pattern, how to spot it, how to trade it, and why it works so well across multiple pairs and multiple time frames. Stay with me till the end of this video because this might be the shift you are looking for. Hey, I'm Luther and this is Darkin Insights. Here we break down market strategies, trading systems, and tools that actually make money in the forex market, stocks, and beyond. If you are serious about financial growth, hit the subscribe button. Let's get started. In order for me to explain this pattern effectively to you guys, I want to take you guys through a setup that I took this week on EURUSD, and by the time we are done doing this thorough top-down analysis, you will understand the kind of things I would like to look out for before I enter any trade, right? So we start from our weekly time frame, go down to our daily time frame, our 4-hour, then we get down to our 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 30 minutes. Because it was an intraday trade, then you understand the thought process that went through, the kind of things I would like to see in terms of market structure and volume profile, and how I combine these two things to come up with a profitable setup, right? So let's start from the weekly time frame. So what I usually do whenever I come on my weekly time frame is look for the trend, identify the trend. And clearly, when you look at the weekly time frame, you can clearly see that this market is in a series of what? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So the market is currently in the formation of forming a higher low in an uptrending market, and you can clearly see a strong support level line right here that the market is pushing to retest this level, right? So clearly you can establish that this market is in an uptrending market on the weekly time frame. One thing that I also like to do whenever I'm on the weekly time frame is mark my recent weekly high and recent weekly low, right? Because usually when I'm not swing trading, I'm intraday, I'm day trading, right? I like to mark my weekly high and my weekly low, and this helps me know the range in which I'll be trading in within the week, right? Because if I'm day trading, that's when I like to mark out my weekly high and my weekly low, right? And as you can clearly see, I've already done that here, marking my weekly high, my recent weekly high, and recent weekly low. Now let's go to the daily time frame and let's see what we have right there. So what can we also establish on the daily time frame? We've already established on the weekly time frame that the market is an uptrending market, and the market is currently forming a higher low and is currently pushing to a strong support level, right? Now on the daily time frame, we can also see that yes, the market has been in a downtrend for some time now. You can see series of what? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So the market is now also forming what? A lower high on the daily time frame. The market is trying to push to form what? A lower high on the daily time frame. So this kind of align with what we saw on the weekly time frame, right? That the market is now pushing to a support level, and now the fact that we're about to see the market from a lower high, it means that the market is about to also react to that support level that we saw on our weekly time frame, right? So going through this trade and seeing this kind of situation playing out on the daily time frame, I was like, you know what, then this week I might probably expect the market pushing up, right, a little bit, at least to our previous support zone, now turning resistance right here, right? I knew that, okay, going into the week I might get some short-term move pushing all the way to this level, right? So I had that at the back of my mind. So going down to the 4-hour time frame, I was just looking for ways to get a bullish momentum to the upside. Now going down the 4-hour time frame, the next thing that I saw is paying attention to the price action here. Look at the price action within this zone. We can see that the market was losing momentum. The sellers were losing momentum. The sellers were actually struggling to continue pushing this market to the downside. With the kind of experience that I have on the market, I knew that looking at how the sellers are losing momentum and the fact that we are seeing multiple indecision candles, I realized that in no time we could see the market pushing to the upside. So what did I do next? Here I had to quickly jump on my lower time frames. That's the 30 minutes and 15 minutes to see what was actually happening there. By the way, let me speak about the volume profile a little bit, right? So the volume profile, and if you want to learn more about volume profile, I'm about to shoot a lot of videos on volume profile on this channel, because volume profile is something that I'm beginning to add a lot in my trading plan, and it's something that I've realized that it gives me a strong edge on the market. So something that in my next videos I'll be shooting a lot of video on. So if you want to learn more about volume profile, subscribe to the channel. I'll be releasing more video on that. But quickly, not to waste time on this video, I realized that the multiple days, so this whole volume profile measures the trading activity that took place in a given day, right? So the red line here is the point of control, and the point of control shows you where majority of transactions took place in a specific range. So you can see, since this is a daily, you can see this whole range here is a daily range. You can see this is the price action for the daily, right? And where we had majority of transactions, that is buys and sellers, where they made a lot of orders, was where we have our point of control. That was where we have our red line right here, right? And the previous day that also followed, also we saw a strong transaction or point of control, I also call it a point of gravity, just ranging about the same level, right? So you can see the same level on the previous day, and the other day we saw price action, or we saw institutional traders, big boys, putting a lot of orders right at the same level. So I was like, the fact that I'm expecting the market to form a lower high on the daily time frame, we're also seeing this on the lower time frame, then this could be a point that the market is about to shift structure. So the next thing I had to do is just wait for confirmation. And usually I use candlestick chart to time my entries, wait for proper confirmation. I look for rejection just around my point of control, and that is when I execute trade on the market. So let's see how price action played out. Let me slow it down a little bit. Let's see how price action played out. Okay, good. So was right at this point. Immediately I saw the fact that I was seeing this strong pin bar forming right here. Let me show you the pin bar I'm talking about. I saw the strong pin bar here. Look at that strong pin bar. Let me zoom in. We saw this strong pin bar here. We saw multiple rejections, and the fact that we're seeing that buyers were taking over, seeing this strong bullish candle, I was like, okay, this is all the confirmation that I needed. So I just jumped in right at the close of this candle, placed my stop loss below this structure, and my TP, I took it right at this high, because you can see, obviously, you have a lot of daily highs sitting right here. So I just had to place my stop loss right here. You can see this wasn't a bad trade. I think it was around 3:1. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Beautiful. You can see market pushing up already. You see, boom. So at this point, immediately I saw the market making this huge move in profit. Immediately I just placed my stop loss to break even, right? Just to lock something, just a fraction of the profit, just to secure the trade, right? And let's see how this plays out in the long run. So market, making ups and down. This trade, we had 0 but no drawdown on this trade, right? Let's see. Beautiful. Right after this huge move to the upside, after this corrective zone here, I moved my stop loss to this level, right? Because this was the next day. You can see a new daily volume profile arranging here. So I was like, let me lock some profit. Just place my stop loss right here. Let's see how things pan out. Let's see. So market, holding up a little bit, because the fact that the reason why, let me even explain this quickly. The reason why market took some time here was correct some time. When you look left, you realize that we had a point of control sitting right here from a previous daily session, right? And that was why when price got to this same level again, we saw markets were correcting a little bit. Market finding it very difficult to move on, because market was suspecting there were, huge orders that took place in the same price, right? At the same price in some subsequent days ago. So the market was just reacting to this particular level. Hence, we're seeing this, reaction or this correction taking place while the trade was running. So as you can see, this trade right after this market being able to break above this point of control, you saw the market pushing impulsively to the upside, because there was nothing to stop it at that point. At that point, it had all the, freedom to move to the upside until, it had to retest to this previous, resistance level. So clearly, as you can see, this was a no-brainer trade. This trade was super fantastic. So basically that's how I trade on a daily basis, just looking at the market, looking at market structure shifts, and also applying my volume profile to see where my point of control is, where my volume area high and my volume area low, right? I'm going to explain all these concepts in my next video. So if you want to learn more about volume profile, I really recommend that you subscribe to the channel, because I'll be releasing more video on that. So yeah guys, there you have it. I don't think this system is really complicated at all. Using market structure with volume profile gives you, a profitable edge on the market, and also understanding the candlestick anatomy also helps you a lot. All right, so guys, I don't want to make this video long. Subscribe to the channel if you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.